and I can push it inside over here, and hopefully it matches in our spot, which of course it doesn't match. And hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. So in today's video I'm finally gonna do something that I wanted to do for a long time, but I haven't done it because I felt like that first I should try to do all my suspension and all the essential upgrades. But now that all of this is done, I can finally work on my light bar. Yes, today we're gonna be installing the light bar. And this is all the stuff that I got, and hopefully this is gonna be enough. So of course, this is our light bar. I had this light bar in my shopping cart list for a long time, and the other day I saw it on a sale, so I figured this is the time to get it. So prior to that, as you can see probably over here, I actually sealed it all up with clear silicone all the way around, so hopefully that's gonna help with moisture, hopefully. I also got this wiring harness from AKASO, so that just makes things simpler, and I got some connect. So what I'm planning to do today is a very simple installation using all the provided hardware, just to mount it on the roof, run a wiring harness. And I'm not gonna do anything fancy today for a few reasons. First, I want to do just an installation that anybody can do it. Just mount the light bar, connect the wiring harness to the battery, get the switch to the front, and leave it as it is. This wiring harness also has a LED button that is always lit up. There is a way to make it only lit up when you start up the truck, but I'm not gonna do that either. I also gonna leave it as it is. I don't have the newest battery or anything, so I wanted to test it out for you guys. I wanna wire it up straight to the battery without any extra fuses or any relays, just whatever is provided on the wiring harness, and leave it like that. So I'm gonna leave it for 1 week, and we're gonna test it if that LED gonna kill the battery or not. I'm gonna keep all the updates in the description, so just make sure you check it out, and we'll see how it's gonna work out. But first I'm gonna mount the light bar on the top of my truck, and hopefully all the brackets gonna fit with the screws that I got, which is just an assortment of screws I got, but we'll see. So let's start with that. First we're gonna bolt this bolt over here and the one on that side, and that's where I'm planning to secure my light bar. Hopefully it's gonna work. I know they sell a brackets for that you secure it here and here, and then you mount the light bar from Gorilla Off-Road, I believe, but that bracket is more than what I pay for the light bar itself. So at this moment I don't want to do that. So but first let's unbolt bolt over here, put it on the side for now, and let's unbolt the other one. And okay, now let's just assemble the light bar, the brackets together with all the provided hardware. Now I believe we're supposed to use these two washers on this side, then we're gonna use a bracket, and then we use this, which is gonna keep it in place over here. So that's what we're gonna screw it to, and hopefully this bracket is long enough. The wire is kinda in the way but it's okay. Now we're gonna do the same on the other side. And alright guys, so actually I already encountered two issues that I'm having right now. So first of all, the light bar, get it over here, apparently it's too long for these holes to mount, so I had to switch the brackets facing inwards, and then it's aligned in those holes. So that's no problem, that's fine. But then another issue, when I put it in place over here, it's actually this bracket is not too long, so I have about this much of a space to deal with, which is about maybe quarter of an inch or something like that. So what I'm trying to think, maybe if I put a couple of washers in there, hopefully that will be good. So I'm gonna try to do that, and we'll see if I can make it to work. Maybe I need to put 3 washers. So yeah, this has actually been provided with them. This goes over here, and then I probably just gonna put 2 more washers. Yeah, just gonna make it work. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna try to do, I know it may not look the prettiest, but we're not really about the looks, about the functionality. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm gonna put this rubber gasket that they provided, and I'm gonna use these 4 washers, and that should clear out our situation over here. So now I'm actually gonna install the bracket in place first, and then we're gonna install the light bar on the bracket. And for this application over here, I'm using this type of bolts. It's M6.1, and this is a 30 millimeter. So Hopefully it fits. Not too bad. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And alright, our brackets are in place. I really don't know how I feel about this, but since I'm committed, I might just as well do it today, like that. We'll see. So now let's see if we can mount the light bar over here and if it's still gonna fit. Let's try to kind of put this all in place right now. One bolt in on this side. Not gonna make it tight yet. Now let's go and we see we can do the other side. And as you can see, we have a slight issue. It doesn't fit. If I swing the bracket the other way, it's actually too long. If I swing it this way, it's actually a bit too short. So yeah, as the light bar is mounted, I know it probably doesn't look the best. It actually doesn't look that well done, but I mean, it is in place. It's not gonna go anywhere. So I am probably gonna replace this. I feel like I'm gonna replace this. I had to put a little plastic space over here, but it's all tight. It's not going anywhere. So at least for now, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna wire it up. So in those 2 weeks that I'm gonna be testing if it's gonna kill the battery or not, I'm probably gonna get these new ones and replace it. Maybe even by the end of the video I'm already gonna have a new ones. So now we're gonna start wiring our wiring harness. So I got this wiring harness from AKASO. It was on sale and it seemed like it has good reviews. So let's open it up. And this is the wiring harness itself. Let's uncoil it all up. Hopefully it's gonna be low enough for our purpose. So of course it has the button for light bar. It has an inbuilt fuse, the relay, and it's pretty basic stuff, pretty simple, but hopefully it works. Alright guys, so we hit another issue that they sent me a wrong harness. This is more like for pod lights, so when you have two of them somewhere under the hood or somewhere, but I needed just one end over here, so all of this is supposed to be single. Of course I can cut this probably and tape it off, but at this point I feel like nothing is going right, so I gotta stop for now. And especially it's starting to rain again, I feel a little bit drizzling, so I gotta do something about this wire or get a different wire. And I'm really not happy how the light bar is looking over there. I mean, it's gonna work. I don't know. So I gotta reconsider some things. So I guess for now I'm just gonna stop it right here. And I'm gonna continue whenever I get the right parts. I'm sorry guys, not all the project goes smooth all the time. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I really wanted to get this lights done today, but unfortunately it's not gonna happen. I don't have the right wiring. I mean, I can cut it and everything, but we'll see. So I'm gonna stop it for today, and we're gonna continue later. Sorry about that guys. So I see you in the next video. Bye. And alright guys, as you can see, it's a different day, it's a different time of the day. It was snowing, but anyway, what I'm actually doing right now, I did some modification to my original wire. As you can see, I replaced it, and right now I'm just trying to do a bench test to make sure that this wire is gonna work before I route the wires to in place. I wanna make sure it's gonna work. I wanna make sure none of the fuse is gonna blow or the wire is gonna melt. So this is a good way before you run the wires, just to, you know, to be on the safe side. So I just have it tie in directly into the battery. So I'm gonna flip the switch and hopefully it works. And it works, alright. So I'm gonna leave it running for a little bit. Keep an eye on the wires, make sure nothing melts, and we'll take it from there. I'm gonna have to wait for better weather and then we'll continue. But look at the light bar, it actually looks pretty good. And alright guys, we are back. It's actually, not only it's a different day, it's a different week. And as you can see, we have a bunch of snow. So hopefully today we're gonna finish up wiring up our light bar. I mean, if you have the right stuff and the weather permits, this should not take more than an hour. But you know, things never go according to the plan for some reason. So now I'm just gonna try to wire it up real quick and we'll see how it works. The weather is a little bit cold. I have a little concern about the wire. Hopefully they don't crack, but should be alright. First, I'm gonna start from the inside. I'm gonna mount my switch and get the wire out. Probably gonna go through that spot over there on the firewall. I hope you guys can see it. And then just get my wire all the way on top over there. So then I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna leave my relay and fuse for now over here. of course get my power from here, and then get the wire up to the light bar. And hopefully today we'll be done with that. But first we're gonna remove one of these blanks, and that's where we're gonna install our switch. That's where I'm gonna install my switch. So to do that, it's pretty easy. First we have to pop this cover out, and then just remove this panel a little bit, and then carefully remove this as well. Hopefully it doesn't break. Make sure if the car is cold, warm it up, just like that. That should be enough. And then there is one bolt over here, so we just have to unscrew it. Okay, just gonna put it on the side over there. Now this, you just have to pry it out a little bit, careful, and it's gonna pop out. There we go. Now to remove one of these blanks, all you have to do is just press this one little tap over here. There we go. There we go, and it's out. Now the good thing about this wire harness is that it's kind of modular, so I just can unplug this and push the wire in there for now. There we go. And I can push it inside over here, and hopefully it matches in our spot, which of course it doesn't match. Unfortunately the light switch is a little bit too big, so in order to fit it in there, what I'm actually gonna do is just take a file, and hopefully it's gonna take care of it real quick, and just file some of this plastic out. Okay, let's try it one more time. And as you can see, I didn't file a whole lot, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. So let's see if it's gonna be enough. And perfect. That came out perfect. All right. So now I'm just gonna leave the wire over here, and we can actually close this up. We're pretty much done. Push it back in place and screw this bolt in place as well. All right, so that is done. Let's get our wire across over here, secure it there, and get it to the light bar. So as you can see, I have a brand new wire over here. I have it spliced over here, and I use heat shrink, but I'm probably gonna add more. And then this wire just gonna go up to the light bar. So once we get up there, I'm just gonna cut all the extra slack. But this wire we need to get over there to the cabinet. As you can see, I have my wire. This is the one that goes to the switch, and I put it inside the wire loom. This is 1/4 inch wire loom. So I'm gonna route it over here now on top, and gonna leave that over here. And if you can see, hopefully you can see, this is my wire that comes from the switch. I just went over there on the side of a firewall for now. I can always just disconnect this and reroute this, but this is just to test it out as well. But it should be alright over there. So now I'm just gonna secure the wire along the way, get my relay with a fuse in place, then we're gonna run the wire to the light bar. And alright, that's coming out pretty good. So this is pretty much where I want it to be. So I'm gonna leave this probably somewhere secured over here in the middle, like that. So now we can work our way and run this wire to the light bar. And alright guys, we slowly getting there. I got my wires over here, kind of run the wire to the light bar. So right now just over here, not too sure about this. Maybe I'm gonna try to fix it, but I feel like this will hold it in place nicely. And then over here there was just a little plastic strap, which I took it out, and I secured the wire over here with a little loop up. If the water ever goes that way, it's not gonna go inside there, it's just gonna stop over here. At least that's an idea. So right now this is ready to be hooked up to the positive terminal. The negative terminal I again wired up over here, and I'm gonna leave this just like that for now. This is not the prettiest setup, but like I said, this is temporary, just to test it out, to make sure that anybody can do it with just a wiring harness. Later on I'm gonna figure out something else over here. So now let's close the hood, just double check that the wire is not gonna get crimped there, and it's fine. If you can see, there is lots of space left. So now I'm gonna try to fix this, make the connection over there, and we're pretty much done. So now let's do the splices. So what I usually do sometimes, I actually make the wires different lengths, so then in the end the splices, they're not bundled up together, but they kind of spaced out. So at least I'm gonna try to do that. And of course I picked up some heavy duty shrink tube, and I have assortment of different heat shrinks over here. Now we're just gonna do our splices over here. I'm gonna crimp them. Just remember which color is supposed to be for the positive, which color is for the negative. Now let's test it. give it a good pull, make sure the wire is not gonna come out or anything. That should be good. So now we can put a heat shrink over it, and now let's do the other cable. Now let's put a heat shrink over it, and just when working with the heat shrink, just be careful, don't overdo it, as you might burn it. Now before I put my final heavy duty heat shrink over here, I'm actually gonna use this electrical tape. It's a special outdoor high temperature, something like that, electrical tape, so that will give an extra seal. All right, even as it is, there is no way the moisture is gonna go in. This is done. I know this is probably not necessary, but I'm still gonna add another layer of electrical tape over here, just to be on the safe side. There we go. No moisture should go in now. And this is pretty much done. So what I'm gonna do with this, once I'm secured the wire, I'm actually gonna hide it inside there. Now to secure the wire in the place over here, I actually decided to just glue it. Let's see what's gonna happen. This is a heavy duty outdoor all weather resistant glue. So I'm gonna try to glue it over here on the side, and let's see what happens. Hopefully it will stick. Right, this is pretty much done. Hopefully the glue will hold, but only time will show. Not really happy with that transition over there, but gonna have to figure it out what to do there. And just to give a quick update, guys, this is how I fixed the wire over here. I kind of like it how it came out in the end. This is just like a cable holders I got from Home Depot with 3M tape, so it seems to do the job nice. I just secure it over here and over here, and I think this came out alright. A small update as well, I cut this plastic washer in half, so now I have it even on both sides over here and over here. So now the light bar is even in the middle. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna finish up the splices over there, connect it to the battery, and we're pretty much done. Now we're gonna connect our positive terminal to the battery. I'm just gonna connect it over here. All right, and now let's make it tight. There we go, nice and tight. Let's close this, push this on the side, and now we can connect our wire harness over here and just keep an eye, make sure nothing sparks or anything. All right, so far so good. Now again, I'm gonna put the tape around this connection over here just to be on the safe side, even though it's not really necessary. Maybe yes. All right, and we can hide it on the side. And as you can see, the car is not running, but the light switch is already on. That's how it's wired up. You can disconnect the yellow wire in the back, so that will eliminate the LED light. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave it on and I'm gonna test it. Will it kill my battery if I leave it truck standing for a week? And just with this little LED light in there, will it drain the battery or not? I don't have the most new battery there is, so it's not a new battery anymore. So that's way it's gonna be a good test as well. Later on I'm gonna rewire this, so I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna leave my truck parked for a week and we'll see, will it start again? Especially now it's a cold weather, it's more stress on the battery, but we'll see. So finally the light bar is done. So now just the matter of testing it. On another note, this light bar has been advertised as a 600 watt, but actually it's not. The other day I tested, I connected to the battery, I started the truck and I tested with a multimeter and I was getting only about 8.5 amps. So that brings this light bar for about 125 watts. So don't believe everything they say all the time. I might have to redo something with that wire over there the way it is right now. I'm not too happy, but it's getting dark, it's getting cold, and I just want to finish this up. So now I'm just gonna start the truck and we're gonna see if the light bar actually works, and then I'm gonna go for a night ride and see how it works in the night. And it's actually on. Nice. Now just gonna check under the hood, make sure I don't see any fire or anything. And so far everything looks good. And alright guys, I found an empty parking lot and hopefully you can see. So right now I have low beams on and this is my high beams on. Looks pretty bright, right? I hope you can see it. So now I turn this all off and now I just turn the light bar on. And that's how it looks with the light bar on. I think it looks pretty good. Now I turn the lights on, so now I have a low beams on and high beams on. You cannot even see them. I think the light bar is actually illuminates everything around. I just need to clean up maybe my windshield, but I don't think I get in too much of a glare from the hood. I think it looks pretty good. So now again I have high beams on. Let me turn the light bar off. So now I have a high beams on. I feel like you can barely see it, and I have LED lights. So now I have low beams, and this is the light bar. So as you can see, it's pretty bright. It's pretty bright. I'm pretty happy. Look at the space. Everything around is like illuminated pretty good from all sides, from here, and it shoots all the way over here. So I think for the $52, that's actually what I paid. $52, this is pretty good deal. So let me turn off my headlights, and we're just gonna have a light bar on, and there we go. I have only the light bar on, and look how bright it is. You can see pretty much all the way, and you can see all the surroundings. I think that's a pretty good deal. I'm pretty happy with it. And I don't think I'm getting that much of a glare from the hood. Maybe because it's dirty. My hood is dirty. But anyways, I feel it's came out pretty good. I'm happy. And alright guys, finally this is done. What a project it was, but especially because I didn't have the right harness. But whenever you buy a light bar, make sure you have a right wiring. Always go for a bigger fuse and relay. That way you know you're always safe. Always check what's the wattage on the light bar so you don't get something too small. And another note, once you remove those bolts, make sure you put some silicone inside there, so that will keep all the moisture and water out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful. And until next time, everybody, bye.